All right, so your favorite Democrat puppet with four eyes, Harry Sisson, is apparently taking a huge W today after Bill Clinton testified under oath about the Epstein stuff. Apparently, it's an L for Trump because Bill Clinton is totally not still a perverted adulterer and a slick Willie. All right, let's go.
Well, folks, Republicans got what they wanted. President Bill Clinton came in to testify before the Oversight Committee about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and it completely backfired on them, just blew up in their face. Even they are now saying that Bill Clinton was honest and transparent, and they're not accusing him of any crimes. However, Bill Clinton did raise more questions about Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein that Republicans are refusing to explore or even acknowledge its existence. So we're going to talk about some major points from this testimony that Bill Clinton gave today about Epstein and more specifically Donald Trump's relationship with Epstein. But before I do any of that, please make sure to subscribe down below.
No.
I'm going to start here though, which is some pretty
All
significant.
right, now keep in mind, this guy will shield Joe Biden, who apparently took showers with his own daughter, Ashley, Mays Biden, I believe, up until I think she was 8. Okay, so imagine showering with your daughter at 8. It's one thing to bathe them in the bathtub when, when a kid is like a toddler, 8 months old, whatever, that's fine. Wash them in the sink even. But 8-year-old daughter, right? And then on top of that, he goes and he basically, through omission, says, Clinton may or may not have cheated on his wife a litany of times. But fuck that, right? Okay.
Epstein news we've gotten over the past couple of days. And it's not about Donald Trump. It's not about any of the Clintons or anybody like that. It's about Howard Lutnick, Donald Trump's cabinet or a cabinet secretary in Donald Trump's administration. He works at the Commerce Department. And this is a photo in the Epstein files of Mr. Howard Lutnick. He's right there in the blue shirt. This has been 100% confirmed. And when it was confirmed, the Department of Justice deleted it. They removed it from the Epstein files, hoping that nobody would notice or it wouldn't go viral. But in fact, it did. And it shows Howard Lutnick hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein on Epstein's island. Now, remember, Howard Lutnick, his original claim about his relationship with Epstein is that he lived on the same block as him in New York City. He visited his house for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, got a tour, saw a massage table, and got out of there and never spoke to Epstein ever again. However, we know that now not to be true, completely false, because he's photographed hanging out on Epstein's island. He was giving nanny suggestions to Epstein. Very weird stuff. I mean, you could.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Did Howard Lutnick lie about the Epstein connection? Probably. Who cares? Everybody in politics is a sociopath, pretty much. And so for that reason, I'm not surprised at all. And anybody who took him serious about, I didn't really know them that well. I'm a billionaire Jewish guy. Like, okay, yeah, of course you knew who Epstein was. If you actually believed him, you're a fucking idiot, okay? That goes for the Republicans as well. With that said, though, who cares? If he didn't, hang out with these teenagers, then what is the issue? You could say he knew about it, but if we're going by the criteria of, he knew about it, then let's imprison, I don't know, fucking half of the people in Congress. Let's imprison Donald Trump, Bill Clinton. Obama probably knew about this years ago, by the way. This is all in light of the fact that while these people would say, pedophilia is wrong, which I agree with, they would also not criticize Joe Biden, who said, we're going to fix this whole chaos of Trump number one, and we're going to leave the Epstein files just there. No publication, no transparency for 4 years. This same guy, older than me, by the way, I knew about the Epstein stuff since high school, did not say anything. 2021 to 2025, not a mum.
Can only imagine what Epstein would be needing a nanny for. But anyway, aside from that, Donald Trump also commented on the new revelation surrounding Howard Lutnick and said he's a very innocent guy. But Donald Trump said he doesn't know anything about Epstein's crimes, so how would he be able to say if Howard Lutnick is innocent or not? Seems like maybe he either knows something that he hasn't revealed or he's just defending his guy, equally as likely. But Congressman Robert Garcia,
what a nothing statement,
who sits on the Oversight Committee, is now calling out Howard Lutnick for lying to them, saying that he didn't know Epstein, he never hung out with him, he only saw him once. That's what he said before the committee, and it appears that he lied based on this new photo that was found in the Epstein files. So here's what.
Okay, but did he do anything illegal? That's what we care about. Okay, it's not about. Okay, let's say you catch a guy and he says, "Have you been drinking?" And he says, "No, I haven't." Turns out, he had 2 beers. Okay, but the whole point is it a DUI? Yeah, you may have been friends with the guy. Maybe you even went to the island for 10 minutes. But did you actually sleep with an underage girl? Odds are he probably didn't. I think he didn't. But that's the whole point, okay? Whether or not he lied about hanging out with them, that's just a dumb political decision. And also, if Lutnick, who's a competent rich guy, is caught in a lie because the DOJ released files that have his picture in it, whether or not they messed up and deleted it afterwards, shows that there's not this level of coordination. So this whole QAnon level Democrat bull jive conspiracy theorist racket is again defunct.
Congressman Robert Garcia said on CNN earlier today about this.
Seems to be some growing bipartisan support to bring in Howard Lutnick. And we should be clear, Howard Lutnick said in an interview, as we all know, just a few months ago, that he did not communicate with Jeffrey Epstein after...
You hear those police sirens? Harry's poor. Holy shit.
That he, barely knew him, didn't have much of a relationship with him. Now we know that he was blatantly lying to the American people. Not only did of course, Howard Lutnick continue a relationship, he goes on to go and visit him on his island. He goes into business with Jeffrey Epstein. His wife communicates with him. He continues an ongoing relationship.
All right. Well, Bill Gates, not Bill Clinton, went to the island several times. Where's the scrutiny? Where's the scrutiny? This is all opportunism. This is disgusting. Okay? Epstein, horrible person. He's burning in hell as he deserves. However, where's the scrutiny for Bill Clinton? All the Democrats that were there. Kevin Spacey. Where's the scrutiny? Okay? And now, oh my God, 1 out of like 25 people in the cabinet knew Epstein more than he let on. Again, no allegations. Again, not even proof, but not even a fucking allegation that Lutnick slept with a minor. Okay? So what the hell are we talking about?
Of lies and deception, quite frankly, he should resign or should be removed from office.
Yeah, you would love that, you fucking Democrat. Oh, you should resign and replace him with who? Another 60-year-old Wall Street banker financier? That's so much better because Lutnick is such a bad guy. This is all performative. It's all theater. It's all performative.
Accountability happening in the UK and across boardrooms in this country. It's time the same thing happens in Washington, D.C.
And Congressman Garcia is absolutely right. I mean, Howard Lutnick has been caught in a major lie about his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. And not only should he come before the committee and testify about those connections and testify about his lies, he should also resign. You cannot be working in the Trump administration with these kind of connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes, you
and
can.
Lying
and he
in front
will.
of the Oversight Committee. Now, that is what...
And the economy is going to prosper more than it ever has under any other Democrat, okay? And you're going to have to fucking like it. Why is this guy's... His lips are chapped as fuck. I would say chopped, but they're chapped, okay? No lip balm. You're poor. I hear police sirens inside your house. I'm in a gated community. I'm a fucking baller. And this white bread piece of shit, sociopathic, Adderall-addicted loser is over here with messed up lips. It's disgusting. He's got like this like one ring. What the hell's going on with that?
Most people think, or what I would imagine normal Americans think, but it's almost a qualification for the Trump administration. If you have these connections to Epstein or you've committed crimes or lied about your connections to Epstein, then perhaps you're uniquely qualified to serve. Now, let's get into what Bill Clinton had to say before the Oversight Committee.
Okay, 4 minutes in, and now we get Bill Clinton coverage. Beautiful.
This is what he released before testifying. This is his opening statement, and I'll read a bit of it, saying, "I'm here today for 2 reasons. The first is that I love my country, and America was built upon the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, except Donald Trump doesn't believe that. Democracy requires every person to play their part, and I hope that by being here today, we can bring ourselves a little further away from the brink and bring back to being a country where we can just disagree with one another civilly.
Yappa, get on with it.
As a partisan urge to score points and create spectacle.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never..."
Brief acquaintance. Bill Clinton? There's videos of him getting massaged, I think at an airport terminal for like a private airplane by a 20-year-old girl, which, by the way, I don't care. I honestly don't care. But the sanctimonious rhetoric has got to go.
Witness during our limited interactions any indication of what was truly going on. I'm here to offer what little I know so that it might prevent anything like this from ever happening again. But before we start...
Why didn't you say that 5 years ago? This guy died 2019. Said nothing 2020, 2021, 2022, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7.
To get personal, you made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Epstein. Nothing. She had no memory of ever meeting him.
Ghislaine Maxwell was at her wedding. Or Chelsea Clinton's wedding, sorry.
She never traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. Whether you...
She's shocked. Why would Epstein invite Hillary? He wants Bill, the president. What do you want the 7-year-old wife for?
You subpoenaed 10 people or 10,000
She's a
people,
lesbian.
including her, was simply not right. We began this hearing with me raising my hand and talking and taking an oath to tell the truth, but everyone has a responsibility to be honest with those they represent. Whether you raise your right hand or not, each and every one of us owes nothing less than truth and accuracy to...
yeah.
Let me say what you're going to hear from me. First, I had no idea of Epstein's crimes. No matter how many photos you show me, I have 2 things that at the end of the day matter more than your interpretation of those 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing, and I did nothing wrong. As
okay.
someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, not only...
Oh, victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. Your stepfather was an alcoholic. Oh my God, cry me a river.
I have not flown on his plane. If I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in.
Okay. I never went on the plane. Now, that is important, kind of, because of course the plane would take you to, let's say, what do you call it? Epstein's Island, Little St. James. That's fine. But in all honesty, to pretend like there weren't like teeny boppers and strippers or whatever the hell in the New York apartment in Manhattan that he had and various other properties, be it in Florida also, and then you're saying, I never got on the plane. Who cares? Who fucking cares? It's like if you're bar hopping and you say, well, I didn't go to the fourth bar, okay, but you went to the three and you're denying drinking. What the hell?
Himself and led the call for justice for his crimes. But even with 2020 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me pause. We are only here because he hit it from
That's even worse. You hung out with Epstein, who was a notorious rip-off scam artist, billionaire financier, who has places in the Caribbean for tax abuse, obviously, is what I'm guessing. I think most people can intuit that. Far be it from me to know more than a president, though. Maybe he's not lying. Bill Clinton never lies. It depends on what the definition of is. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Okay.
Won so well for so long, and by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him. And he says, with that
Or is it that you were out of political power? Again, this guy was president up until 2001, I believe. Until, yeah, maybe 10 years later in 2008 or so, yeah, he didn't call you up for fucking parties. I don't know.
Mr. Chairman, fire away. But it gets even worse, I think, for the Republicans. Not only is President Clinton being forthright, being honest, and say, you know what, ask me any questions.
President Clinton is being honest. Who the hell are we kidding? You're not that stupid, Harry. What? President Clinton is being honest. Okay. The used car salesman is totally legit about the carburetor actually functioning. It only has 20,000 miles.
You're not going to find out anything new because I didn't know Epstein to the degree that Republicans have claimed that he did. They also just came out and straight up lied about what President Bill Clinton said. For example, Representative James Comer, Republican, his characterization. In fact, President Clinton confirmed that he knew Trump and Epstein had a close relationship and said Trump reported having great times with Epstein. The full transcript, unedited, should be...
What's funny is that there's about as many videos and pictures of both presidents around Epstein, though I think Clinton is trying to say, like, I was only acquainted, which is stupid, okay? And by the way, acquaintance means a lot of different things in politics. I've met congressmen, I get it, governors, and, you know, like, my extended relatives have met Bill and Hillary Clinton at a fundraiser once. Those are acquaintances. Not acquaintances is getting a massage by somebody who, you know, owns this woman, 20-year-old woman, and, oh, I'm only acquaintances with the guy who's getting me a massage. Very seldom do you actually hear that.
Released immediately, and I completely agree that the full transcript should come out, and I imagine that when it does, it will expose the Republicans as liars once more. And Congressman Maxwell
good luck.
Frost actually went a bit further on this
Dollar still the weekend?
specific claim about Trump's relationship with Epstein that Bill Clinton referenced, saying, I'm happy to clarify, President Clinton brought up a conversation he had with Trump in New York City regarding Epstein. Clinton said that Trump told him he had a falling out with Epstein due to a land dispute. This directly refutes Trump's claims about why he fell out with Epstein. Now, Trump has consistently over the years claimed that he kicked Epstein out because he was a creep, and then he changed it to, I kicked him out, I defriended him because he stole somebody from Mar-a-Lago, that being Virginia Giuffre. So he's changed his stories a couple of times.
No. You could have a multitude of reasons for breaking up with a friend. It sounds gay, I get it, but we're talking about Harry Sisson, so it's okay. In relation to Trump in 2002, he kicked out Mr. Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, apparently because he was hitting on teenage girls that were the daughters of clients of his at the golf course. That seems legit. And that's a valid reason to kick someone out, obviously. Now, you're going to say, well, he brought up a land dispute with the former president, Bill Clinton, 20 years ago. He could have very well have said that. Maybe he wasn't trying to blow up Epstein's spot because he thought that maybe the teenage thing was a one-off, but he didn't want to deal with it in the first place. Therefore, he kicked him out of the country club and stopped talking to him. Who cares? You could break up with somebody as a friend because, I don't know, he's a drunk. Oh, he beat his girlfriend. I mean, they could both be true. Maybe you tell one thing to another person, it's fine.
Times. Now, President Clinton is saying, well, actually, Trump told me it was over a land dispute, which has also been widely reported as one of the reasons, if not the reason, for their falling out. So I'm excited to see what the transcript shows. And as I mentioned earlier, what's interesting is that actually Republicans are now praising Bill Clinton for being honest and forthright. This is coming from Republican Representative Anna Paulina Luna.
This is so stupid. There's two reasons why Republicans would say Bill Clinton did a good job. One, because they're part of the Uniparty, they're in the deep state, whatever. They want to cover for all presidents, including the one in office, but not also excluding Bill Clinton. Or secondly, they could say, well, he somewhat exonerated Trump by saying that he cut off Epstein 20 years ago. Again, to cut him off in 2002 is important in the whole timeline of things because, of course, Epstein first got a charge for trafficking or whatever the hell it was in 2008 in Florida. So that's why. So we can skip over this part. He's trying to prove a point here, and it's not landing.
Republicans have now set the precedent that we can drag in former presidents or former elected officials just broadly and have them talk about their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So here's what I propose. Drag in Melania. drag in Donald, drag in Howard Lutnick, drag in the entire Trump family who might have been there when Epstein was around Donald Trump. Bring them all in. Every single one of them.
What?
Because if they want to do this to Hillary and Bill Clinton, especially Hillary Clinton, who there is no recorded interaction.
Oh, what a victim, Hillary. She totally didn't kill Seth Rich and all this stuff. Oh my God, I feel sick watching this.
Jeffrey Epstein. But if that's what they want to do, then bring in all the Trumps. Do it. I'm so serious. Subpoena them. And according
This is what happens. If the Democrats take the House, they're going to, try to subpoena the First Lady? Hey, Donald Trump's sons that are in their 40s right now. I know you were like 16 back then, but like, can you testify as to what your dad said on a golf course 25 years ago? What the fuck are we thinking here? These guys are deranged. They're not even crackheads. They're on fucking SSRIs and they're insane. Folks, what the hell are we watching?
reporting, there is now enough votes on the Oversight Committee to subpoena Howard Lutnick. We'll see what happens. And by the way,
Yeah,
you're
good
looking
luck.
at an email to Ghislaine Maxwell from Melania Trump on your screen. This is from
Who
the Epstein
cares?
files. So
She went to Chelsea Clinton's wedding, the daughter of Bill and Hillary. Shut the fuck up. An email. I send emails every day. God.
bring them in, not Hillary and Bill, who, even according to Republicans, have been transparent. So I will leave it there. There's just some interesting details.
What a clown.
Testimony from President Clinton. We don't have the full transcript yet, so I'm sure that more will come out. But I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe.
Fuck you. No subscription. Anyways, in summary, Harry is a complete imbecile. My God. I need to do a whippet or something. The worms are back. My mind is melting, folks. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below your thoughts. Harry Sisson fucking sucks. This new crop of leftist, they're like Hassan, but smarter, but also just cracked out. I don't know how else to put it. God help us all. Pray for our country. I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios.